Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell, and welcome to the Dice Tower Live Q&A, kind of, sort of. This is basically just me talking here, I guess, for the last hour. Jason actually called and offered to come down, but he's like, I'll come down for the last hour, and I appreciated that, but yeah, I'm tired, and as soon as this is over, I'm going to roll into bed. I probably would be in bed now, but I figured I would stay up late and just watch the last hour with you all. Guys, I'm really astounded here. You know, when this started, I didn't know where it would end up. I hoped we would fund. We did. Once we started funding, I said, oh, looks like we'll end at 260, maybe 270. The fact that the $20,000 plus has come in the last 2 days has just blown my mind. It's a lot. We're at, me speaking here, $290,857, which is a lot. We hit all the stretch goals. So I know the first question, I'll answer it before it's even asked, is there a $300,000 stretch goal? I hadn't, I had planned to originally make some. We had some ideas we tossed around, but until 3 days ago, we had written them all off. We were like, oh, well, maybe we'll get to the painting one, ha, ha, ha. Well, now we're here. I don't think we'll get $10,000 in an hour. So I don't think it matters anyway. And someone can come up with a really good stretch goal. But I think stretch goals are not the best thing for Kickstarters anyway, because, they make you lose more money just to get more money, which is odd. We do things, so if someone can come up with a good one, maybe I'll add one for fun, but I doubt it. I am surprised. Most of the pledges gone. I'm surprised that no one else, that one of the Dice Tower Con meals, which is the best meal we do. I mean, all our meals are fun that we do with people over the year, but one of those left, and there's two of the iron dice left, which is fine. If no one takes those, I'll just keep them for other times. And some of the meals are left, but for the most part, looks like things are going well. Challenge accepted. Again, I always feel kind of weird. I'm not the kind of guy who really likes asking for money all the time. It's something I'm getting better at because you have to run a business, and I can't. If the Dice Tower doesn't do so well, I can be like, we'll tighten the belt this year. That comes in completely different when you have employees on the line. So here we are in the last hour on a normal webcam type thing. I did that walkthrough in the studio, and I'm kind of astounded how many people were upset with that walkthrough that we did because I used my phone. And I used the phone because I figured that's what people do when they do blogs. I didn't want to do some fancy thing. I just wanted to show people around the studio. But there's a whole Reddit thread about how cheap our production values are. And I was trying to show how the production values have increased. And I didn't want to use any of the cameras. I wanted to show where they all were. Well, I can't please everybody. A 300,000 goal. Everyone shaves their beards and heads. Okay, I'll say that. If we reach 300,000, I'll shave my head like Sam and Zeke. But I will let it grow back directly afterwards. But for a short while, it will be completely shaved. I'm not worried about that. That will never happen. I've never even shaved my head before. That would be pretty grotesque, frankly. So maybe that will keep us from getting to 300,000. Okay, so we're just kind of talking and chatting here. Working on different things today. We got a list of publishers for Gamma. We're solidifying our Miami thing. I'll have a link that I'll be posting about that soon when we go up to, this is in the Miami University, Ohio. So we made the plans for that. We're slowly making the plans for each of the conventions that we go to throughout the year. And we're putting out as many videos as we can. Each week I'm trying to put out, my goal is 12 videos a week. This week I'm doing 13. I'm doing a video I'm pretty happy with, especially the Plaid Hat game, which name is missing. It's downstairs. Anyway, the new storytelling one. Okay, let's see. If we get 2 sets of the metal dice, will they be guaranteed to be different colors? I think we can do that. Oh, I'm not saying I'm upset about the. I take notice of everything, right? If you write a negative comment about the Dice Tower somewhere on the internet, I'm probably going to read it. I go hunt them down, I read them all, but I don't let this overwhelm me because there's a lot of positivity out there. But like if I see a thread on somewhere about Dice Tower, there's a good chance someone's going to pop in there and say mean things, but we have to get used to that at this point. Stuffed Fables, thanks. Yeah, My review of that's going up this week. Do you know what you and Vernon will paint? Well, honestly, I didn't think we'd get to this point. By the way, we just hit 291,000, so that's cool. I didn't think we'd get to this point. I don't know. I'll pick something I have. Maybe Stuffed Fables will be a good one for him to teach me to paint, right? That's not a game he's ever going to get. It's a game I'm definitely going to keep. That might be it. I'll let him. We'll talk that out. I think Vernon is actually coming down next week. Let's see here. Does Ticket of Ride Pennsylvania replace Airlines Europe for you? No. They're very different. They both have stocks and they both have connecting routes, but they feel very different. Ticket to Rides Pennsylvania is very basic. Airlines Europe is basic, but there's some more things going on with it. You know, look, I don't get. I don't want us to have like a backlash against people who want me to have better quality. I think we should have better quality, but honestly, the quality of this that I'm doing right now, this streaming live with this camera, is better than miles beyond the quality of videos we did 5 years ago. It just is. But this isn't even our best quality. I'm pretty happy with how our live setup is. Our live play of Lords of Hellas is my favorite live play we've done so far. We're going to try to replicate that slightly tomorrow with our Rising Sun live play, but we'll see. But no, it's okay if people push us to be better. Let's see. Do the gross monsters affect you when you play Rising Sun? If they didn't look as freaky, would you enjoy the game theme better? Yes. But there's a lot of monsters in the game that aren't super gross, so there's that too. What does Kenny do at the Dice Tower? Kenny is now Kenny is doing a lot of stuff. If you have sent me a message through Facebook, most of the time I have not answered those in the past. I've just been something I haven't been able to get to. He's catching me all up on social media. He had completely organized our whole studio. He's helping running live stuff so that we're able to have two people running live things now, where one person's on the live thing, another person's running cameras, so that's helpful. He's reworking our internet, setting up our internet. He's doing all sorts of things behind the scenes. I cannot tell you, he is invaluable. He has done so much for the Dice Tower in just a few weeks that he's been helping us out. I feel bad that you read those comments and obviously get Suzanne down. There are thousands of people who like me, who love what you're doing and don't speak up and say so. I agree, but I tell you, going to conventions helps a lot because people come up and tell you to your face, and that really helps a lot. So I appreciate that. Let's see here. 200 people are up this late? Well, that's very nice of you all. What are you planning to do with Jason's collection? Oh, Jason's going to be reviewing, going over his collection a little bit at a time. This was something I had already had plans for. When we were doing the collection, this is another thing I was surprised at the negative feedback that we got on. When we went through his collection, I was like, we need to do this quickly so that the video is not too long. But apparently it came off like I didn't want to do the video. I was my idea to go do the video. But anyway, and that people wanted wider angles. One person emailed me and said we should put wheels on the shelves and that we could wheel them all around the place and push them away to make a better video. And I said, so you basically want us to buy stuff to make the video for you? So I'm going to Jason do each section as its own. That could take a long time. It would be a series, but he said he would do it. Will you keep your family up if you talk too loud? No, for a couple reasons. One, ever since our kids were babies, we have never been quiet for them. We never said, shh, the baby's sleeping. Because if you say, shh, the baby's sleeping, then you have to shh all the time for the baby. We've just been noisy for every single baby, so they all learn to sleep through noise. Secondly, there's a door closed, two doors between me and everybody else in the house, so it's probably not a big deal. I shouldn't say it's probably not a big deal. It isn't a big deal. Does Kickstarter wire you the money tomorrow? No, Kickstarter will start taking money from people, and I will probably get it a month after the Kickstarter ends. In fact, the budget for the Dice Tower goes from March to March. February is included with the previous one when I do Kickstarters because of that reason. So. I like the tree. Oh, yeah, no. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, they're in my pocket. Okay, so I had people order dinosaur. Someone talking about Dinosaur Island. I had people tell me about different dinosaurs, and I ordered several of them. And my son continually is getting dinosaurs that are too big for Dinosaur Island. But these work. These, I just got them today. Now the problem with these are I don't think these were that cheap actually, but these are the perfect size. I don't know how well the video is picking these up. Let me check here. Yeah, so I got different ones. Oh man, these are great. Now I'm gonna have to get more of these because one of these was not enough, but I finally found it. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at that link, and whoever sent me that link, they're the one. I'll send them an award for sending these to me. But that's cool. But I have a lot that were just the wrong size, too big. Are you doing live gaming with your kids again? I thought I did live gaming with my kids. Wasn't it like Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, that I went with my kids and did some things? We'll do some more stuff like that in the future. Let's see. I wear a fez for a review video? Oh, maybe. The one lady at the one place I stop at for lunch knows who I am because I'm the hat guy. Let's see here. Were you surprised that you hit your final stretch goal? I was very surprised. I did not expect it. Although I see we just dropped by $100. This always happens in the last minutes too, where it goes down. We may even drop below that stretch goal because people go in and they pull out at the last second, which is fine. I did my spiel on why I think that's bad for the Kickstarter creators, but people have the right to pull out their money and things like that. So that sort of thing is going to happen probably more as we're going through this. But you know what? It's going to end pretty well, so I'm very happy. Let's see here. Are those dinosaurs on Amazon? Yeah, I think so. They're called Good Luck Minis, hand-painted collectibles. The problem is they're not. I don't think these were cheap, which is unfortunate because you're going to need more than just these. I would say you'll need at least 5 packs of dinosaurs, maybe 6. I don't know how many dinosaurs in the game. I'll have to go look. How essential are the metal coins for viticulture? Metal coins are never essential for any game, but they definitely enhance an experience. I don't know that they're ever necessary, but like the metal coins for Rising Sun, I just got my Rising Sun today. The one that I opened up a few days ago was Kenny's copy. Although we kind of just trade it. Kenny said, here, I'll give you this. When yours comes in, you give me yours, except I'm keeping the metal coins. I got the metal coins, he didn't. But that's the main difference. And it's not that big of a deal, but I like metal coins a lot. What advice do you have for an aspiring game designer to meet publishers and discuss game designs? Any convention is good for that. Gen Con and Essen are the worst, but Origins is a good one. There's definitely time for publishers to meet you at Origins, but you got to schedule it ahead of time. Dice Tower Con, there's lots of cons where you can do that. It's just best to email them ahead of time and set up the meetings. When are the fans going to pick the game for the live gameplay and the stretch goal? I think there's 2 of them, so I'm going to probably do one. Ooh, we went back over 291,000. That's nice. I'm going to pick one to be earlier in the year and one later in the year. That way you can pick between, like, you know, bigger games. I don't know what people are going to vote on. I would assume Kingdom Death will be up there. Some people are probably dying for us to play that. I don't know what other games, like people are begging us to play Fallout, but we did get to it. So, what would you do if someone had randomly donated thousands with no, with no award selected? Well, that would be super nice, and I would be very, very thankful. I don't know that that's ever happened. We certainly have had people who put in nice financial things. If you notice on here, someone did do the back the 2000 pledge, and that's really nice. I never expect that sort of thing, but that would be pretty cool. Yeah. Someone's a Dino Fun pack. It's $9.95. That's really expensive when you're blinging out a game. I don't know that I can even recommend them for that, but they're the exact size. These are the ones I want. Right. So getting 5 of them, $50. Yeah, maybe I won't do it. $292. No, I'm not going to make stretch goals below 300,000. A 30-hour marathon, they cost me a good. 30-hour marathons are not free for Dice Tower to run. They're several $1,000s to run because I have to get hotels for all the people coming in and food for everybody, and then just there's a lot of expenses involved in those, so I can't add those willy-nilly. Um, Wow, there's lots of things. What were the tote bags you recommended briefly during some video? I think they were green. I don't know what bags I was recommending in whatever video you're talking about. The bags I recommend the most are the for tote bags, cheap bags that you can get somewhere. I recommend Dice Tower bags, obviously, but um, I don't know. There's a lot of game bags out there. We have some Dice Tower initiative is coming from that direction in the future. Watch this space. Have you decided how you're going to do the live game shows? We have not. Me and Eric will work that out, but it will be fun. We like doing shows here. I really like doing Dice Tower tonight. We need to even turn that into a mini game show. I got some ideas for that in the future. That would be fun. There's 300 people watching now. What's your favorite charity? Oh, that's easy. Jack Bassel Memorial Fund, for sure. Especially in the past couple days, we've been able to help out a lot of people who needed it. So I was very thankful for that. Are you planning any live plays for Tabletop Day? Have they announced Tabletop Day yet? I guess they have. We'll talk more about Tabletop Day and what we're doing for that in the future. If I ever won the lotto, I would throw money at the Dice Tower. Oh, I'm sure that would happen from some people if they ever won the lottery, but I'm not going to bank on that right now. Will there be a pledge manager to use PayPal after the campaign? There will be a pledge manager. As to whether it uses PayPal or not, the information on that will be forthcoming. So we'll be talking about that, but there will be a pledge manager involved. In fact, with the pledge manager, you will be able to get a few promos from previous campaigns, specifically Dead of Winter cards, the Tomricks, Eric Summoners, and the Dice Guy from previous campaigns. Have you ever thought of doing a making a review type of video in the vein of the studio tour? Oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to walk through. I'm going to make a video that shows how I do a review step by step, which is going to be a bit of work to have a camera pointing at me while I do these different things, but I think we can pull it off. Do the Time's Up cards have different card backs than Title Recall? Yeah, because they're for regular Time's Up. They're not for Title Recall Time's Up. Hey, we're at 229.1, 100. What was last year's funding? Last year's funding was 289,412 maybe. So we've beaten it by a couple thousand. That's nice. But we killed last year the number of backers. It's very obvious the difference in numbers is much of basically the CMON miniatures, right? We didn't have any. We have CMON miniatures this year, and we're thankful for that. But with those custom ones last year, they were easily the hottest thing we have, and I would say the distance in price is definitely because of those. I'm sure. What do you think of the new Spectre expansion? I don't know. I haven't seen much about it. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, my daughter's going to college soon enough, for sure. Let's see here. Would you consider doing a Dice Tower Tonight type show as well? Oh, I think he must be talking to Robert. Robert's like, yeah, Robert Geislinger's in the comments. I think half the people are talking to him. Um, let's see. Why Kickstarter this year? Indiegogo wasn't working as you hoped last year. There was a lot of things we liked about Indiegogo, but we weren't happy with some of the end results of Indiegogo. One of the big draws for us to go to Indiegogo was because they allowed us to use PayPal. Not using PayPal at the end was problematic for us. They also gave us the money right away as opposed to Kickstarter, and so that was nice. But yeah, we're just gonna have to. We went back to, and there's a few other things behind the scenes and stuff, but we went back to Kickstarter. Now Jason's in the live thing. Lots of people here live. Oh, we're at 291.3. That's cool. Let's see. For those tuning in, there are no more stretch goals past 290,000, except I said if we get to 300,000, I will shave my head bald like the salmon sea. I will allow it to grow back because my wife would be opposed to that idea anyway, but I would do it. Maybe you guys could talk me down. I don't know. Shaving my head. I know that I don't. Apparently, it doesn't bother me to color my hair or to cut it in weird shapes or to put the hats on it. Shaving it, though, does give me pause. Because I was about to lower it to 295, but I don't know. I think people might rally around that. Let's see here. Yes, I saw the post from Phil Eklund about his problems with GameSuit, or specifically Ship Naked. GameSuit has a lot of subsidiaries, so sometimes it can get confusing. You see Ship Naked, Myriad Games, Starling Games, and all that. They're all under the umbrella of GameSuit. Actually, I think there's like a bigger umbrella. It's confusing. And there's even more beyond that, for sure. Thoughts on the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer? Well, actually, right before I started this, I was showing it to my kids, and we're pumped about it. That trailer looks great. The first movie, Ant-Man, was so much fun. We really look forward to it. We're really excited about all three movies: Black Panther, Ant-Man and Wasp, and then, of course, Infinity War. Infinity War, my mind is blowing. Infinity War better be like the most amazing movie of all time, because my hopes for it are the highest expectations I've ever had for a movie, ever. Um, let's see here. Tom, you should shave your head in such a way as a monk, like Martin Luther. Reverse mohawk haircut? That's a weird haircut. Have you ever thought of making the Dice Tower a nonprofit? Some people have given me this idea of running it as a nonprofit. I would need to see the logistics and stuff behind that. Um, I've heard this before. I would have to look into it. I don't know. Do you ever have cereal with almond milk? Well, I don't eat cereal, period. In fact, I just saw on Facebook, ooh, we're at 291.5. I just saw on Facebook, there was like an article about how pizza for breakfast is more nutritious to you than cereal. Now that sounds like wishful thinking to me, and I'm not actually pushing pizza for breakfast. For breakfast every day, my wife makes me, one day I'll have yogurt with fruit and granola in it, and then the other day I will have fruit and cheese. Actually, it's a 3-day rotation. The other day I'll have fruit and an egg. That's it. So I eat fairly healthy breakfast, honestly, and I eat fairly healthy lunches. Suppers where I have to work on. I have lost about 10 pounds in the last couple months, but I need to lose a lot more than that. The Jackbox games were fun today, says somebody. Would you consider playing other computer games with a social aspect, like Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes? Sure. We were actually going to do Jackbox more. That was a really fun thing. I don't know why it took us like a year and a half to do it from the first time we did it. We were going to do the drawing one, but we couldn't figure out how to do it Because the drawing one, when you play it on your phone and you're like playing along, it lets you vote, but you don't see the pictures. So we would have to show them on the screen, and because there's a 30-second delay, it wouldn't work. The drawing game is pretty cool, but we couldn't figure out how to make that one work live. There were jokes earlier about Z playing TI4 at 300,000, but never went official. Sure, if we get 300,000, Z will play TI4 live. I'll make him do it. But I can say that pretty easily because I don't think we'll reach that. Although it looks like we're about to reach 292. Why is Vernon and not Sam teaching you to paint? Well, I guess either one. I don't know. We just picked Vernon because he's known for painting. Do you think your Kickstarter results year to year are a good gauge of the overall popularity and growth of the hobby? Not necessarily, because if you watch our Kickstarter, it's not growing that much. But there's also a lot more people there's a lot more video content and audio creators in the thing. When I first did it, I was the only person on Kickstarter. Then Rodney Smith came, and other people did it too. Now there's a lot of folks. I mean, everyone has a Patreon and stuff, and so people are spreading their money out to different creators. So that would be growth of the hobby. I think it'd be better to take how much money I made in my Kickstarter my first year, and then this year take all the money everyone added in Kickstarter and all Indiegogo and all the different Patreons and stuff, add those together and see the growth of the hobby, and you'll see the hobby shooting up astronomically. Now Mark Street is here. Everyone is here in the chat. If the Kickstarter total ends up being a prime number of dollars, will you spin around 3 times to celebrate? I wouldn't even know if it was a prime. Did it just jump up to 292.5? That's a huge jump. Did someone buy some of those meals? Let me go see if that... No, the Dice Tower Cotton Meal is still there. Okay, well, that's still pretty cool. I'm very surprised. Any idea when a Rising Sun Live will happen? It is 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Still waiting my copy, says Cody. Well, my personal copy just got here today. So I don't know when they're sending them all out in different ways. This is like a who's who of Dice Tower chat, someone says. Yep, that's for sure. Has your backlog of games to review been increasingly holding steady or shrinking? It's been increasing, but we're finding ways around that. Like, we're going to start packing games and sending them to other reviewers on the Dice Tower staff and getting them out of there. And I am just chugging away. Like I said, I'm trying to do 12 to 13 reviews a week. So I've done that now for several months in a row, just pouring games out. But I mean, we won't be getting too many games for a while. We'll get an influx in the spring to some degree, but we won't be getting too many games. And I'm actually turning down some games. Some people email me, I'm like, we're never going to review your game. There's no point to sending it to us. When giving a negative review, do you feel the need to mention some positives, even if they're minor? I don't feel the need to. I really just trashed a game. What game was it? Oh, I trashed the game. I did say some good things about it, but I mean, I trashed it this week. There's a master review coming next week, and there's more on the way. There's some games I played recently. Excuse me. There was a game that I just played, a Kickstarter game that looked gorgeous. It looked beautiful. You can figure it out. Maybe if you go back and watch all my unboxings, I had such high hopes for this game. I went and looked at all the ratings for this game. They're like 9s and 10s. But I'm thinking about giving it a 2. That's how much it was bad. And I went and read that rule book cover to cover multiple times because I was sure I was missing something, and I'm not, I don't think. If you backed at the celebration video level, are those available with 2 months notice? Or is it not available until September? Can the video be scheduled before September? Yeah. When we send out the pledge thing, you'll be able to schedule those right away. I don't know that we'll be able to do them like in the next 2 weeks, but we'll be able to start doing those as time goes by. Jackbox was good, but I recommend prime time if possible so the audience is bigger. I don't know what that means. What's prime time? Is that a name of the thing? Or you're saying doing it in a different time? We did it during one of the biggest times. My favorite pizza? is a shrimp pizza. I love shrimp on pizza, but that's uncommon. But there are some places that do that. And other than that, I'll just say a chicken is my favorite. Chicken, banana peppers, cherry peppers, and tomatoes, onions. Actually, I like almost all toppings on a pizza. Pepperoni and like the meat lovers ones. I'm kind of mad at. I like vegetables more than meat on pizza, but I do like ham and chicken a lot. I thought granola was cereal. No, no, it's not. It's granola. What are your thoughts on the Oink games from Japan? They have some really fun little games in there. They're very overpriced, but they're fun little games. Let's see. Do you think there's a correlation between your average viewership and the performance of the Kickstarter? Probably. Some people mention a board game industry bubble. Thoughts? I don't think there's I don't think there's a huge bubble. I just mentioned this on my board game breakfast this week, where the sky is falling one. Do I still hold a ministering license? Yeah, I can still marry someone, perform a wedding. I preach at my church occasionally when pastor's out. He has a couple people who back up for him, but I'm one of them. Um, let's see. Are you surprised how well the Gloomhaven Pledge Choice has done for being a PDF? Yes! That one really surprised me. I'm very thankful for it. I'm also surprised at how many times people ask me the question, are you guys designing this or is Isaac designing this? Isaac's designing it. I just like, if I was designing it, would people have been backing out? I don't know. I think it's funny. What's up with the body part storage box? Oh, yeah, I know. That's almost a joke, except it's not a joke. And there are mustaches and beards and fake noses and all sorts of things. Why do I have such a thing? Because I like to. What do you think about in the future having a base pledge and the ability to add 5, 10, or whatever extra for the promo card or stickers, whatever it is you want? Yeah, this keeps coming up over and over and over again, and I don't know how many times I can say that would be a nightmare for us. For us to add all the promos willy-nilly, and this lets you pick which promos get added. It would be an exhausting, difficult thing for everybody involved. It'd be very problematic, and so we can't do it. I enjoy the convention coverage, but does attending as many conventions as the Dice Tower does make it increasingly more difficult to get through your backlog of games to review? Yes, it does. Although conventions are good for us in many ways because we get to meet publishers, we get to play a lot of games with them, we get to meet you guys face to face, and I don't ever want to lose that, right? I don't ever want us to sit in our ivory pedestal. Someone was telling me about an event one time, and there were some gamers at this event that people were going to, and these gamers played in their own separate room, and every once in a while they came out, kind of waved at everybody, and then went back to that room. I don't ever want to get to that point, right? So I think that's important. Secondly, I'm not adding more conventions each year. Each year, in 2018, we're doing about the same amount of conventions we did in 2017. We might do some different ones is all. Tom, how did you manage to handle being a reviewer before you went full-time? I'm talking about being a family man, teacher, pastor, etc. How many games did you review in a given week? Limits on self. I just did it when I did it, but I kept doing it. I'd be like, you know what? I need to do some more reviews. I didn't have actual numbers or things that I followed. Speaking of which, we're at 292,600. That's cool. Maybe we'll hit 293. Now Mandy's in here? This is getting crazy. A jambalaya pizza, that does sound good. Thanks to all the people who are donating at the last minute. But maybe, let's see. Thoughts of moving to Patreon instead of Kickstarter? Well, let's do some math here, right? Oh, I see I'm getting messages on my phone. Oh, the Dice Tower dinner went, says Jason. Well, there you go. Cool, cool. So let's do some calculating here. So let's say right now I'm getting, all right, so we got 290. Well, let's do 292,000. We will divide that by 12. That's $24,333 a month on Patreon. Is anybody getting that on Patreon? If I see that on Patreon, that's amazing. That would be a huge amount for someone on Patreon, so I don't think we would get as much. Also, we would have to be asking people all the time. If you notice in my videos, I don't even say, like, subscribe, share. I'm not saying people who do that are bad or anything. I just don't like hearing it, right? When someone else says it, I'm like, I got it. I'll do it if I want to. So I try not to do it either, which I guess sometimes hurts us because, like even a Kickstarter, if you look at our tweets, we didn't send out a whole ton of tweets even about our Kickstarter this month. And some people are like, you need to be sending out 2 a day. And I'm like, ugh. I just hate bugging people about it all the time. So I guess I'll bug people about it in January. And then once January is over, let's talk about other stuff. Do you think Marvel Legendary is getting too bloated with expansions? I don't think so because you don't need to play all of them. You just mix and match the ones you want to play. So it's not really that it gets bloated. It's not like you need all of them. That would be something. Find me a board game girl and get married by Tom with a game-themed wedding. Let's say I was getting married now. I still don't think I would have a board game-themed wedding. I would just want a good wedding. Have we unboxed Empires of the Void 2 yet? You mean, have you seen us unbox Empire of the Void 2? You have not seen that. I have a tremor in my hands and arms shake far too bad to paint or finish miniatures. Do you have a service through you or the tower or can recommend or we don't have a service. Painting for other people is a very expensive thing. It just is. I don't have any services I can recommend. The last one I did, I got burned on. There's a lot of people who do it. I would ask online. There's some people who do it, but it's an expensive thing, and you're taking a risk because you're not buying something from them. You're sending stuff you already own to them, and then you got to get it back in time. What's my favorite roller coaster? My favorite roller coaster is the one at Universal Studios. Is it the Roaring Rocket? I think the one that plays music in your ears. I just like that one. It's smooth. It's fast. That's what I like. I also like the Manta. But I'm not a huge roller coaster guy. By a huge roller coaster guy, I mean I've gone to all the roller coasters in the Orlando area. And I've gone to the roller coasters in any cities I've been to, but I haven't gone across the country riding coasters. I do understand, and Troy mentions, I understand that the promos you want might be scattered across the packs. I don't deliberately scatter the promos across the packs. I pick them by the amount that we're getting of each one. And I understand people want those promos, but again, we keep trying to tell people that this is, we're at 293,000.2, by the way. We keep trying to tell people, do this because you're supporting the Dice Tower. Bummed that we're not coming to Board Game Geek Con. Yeah, look, I mean, we might come to Board Game Geek Con in the future. It's always a possibility, right? We're not going to Board Game Geek Con because we don't like it and we don't like those guys or anything. No. Just, we can only go to so many cons a year, and in that time frame, we're going to Essen and we're going to PAX Unplugged. And to grow the Dice Tower, PAX Unplugged is the better choice for us at this point in time. That's all. Do you have a list of cons and shows we'll be at in 2018? Yeah, I put up a video of that, but we're going to make an actual printed list and have that up soon, too. Can you do a podcast or video about your time in South Korea? Yeah, I might do that sometime. That'd be an interesting thing for some people, probably. Why don't you do more giveaways or contests? Well, we're going to be doing more giveaways or contests this year. We stopped doing them because giveaways and contests are a lot of work for us and are a huge amount of free publicity for the companies. We found that out to the point where, like the last year we did a contest a few years ago on the podcast. We started charging people to do contests because they were giving us a couple copies of the game to send out, but they get a lot of publicity from that contest. So it's like free advertisement to some degree. Will Tom do the happy Snoopy dance if we get 300,000? Sure. I'm gonna make all sorts of promises now because I'm pretty sure that in 18 minutes we're not gonna get $7,000. So I'll agree to all kinds of crazy stuff because I won't have to do it. Do you have any idea when the new marathon will take place? The new 30-hour marathon? Yeah, we're going to do it closer to the end of the year. So we're going to kind of spread these things out. There's a couple things we're going to do sooner rather than later. Jason and Melody's Top 100 is going to be sooner rather than later. I am sure that as we speak, Roy Canada is already working on his video Choose Your Own Game series because he already had this in the works and he's already done some testing for it that he showed me. Is this a relief to get the Kickstarter behind you guys for this year? Oh yeah, it's definitely a relief to put this behind me. However, it's not really. When this is over, I will go to bed and sleep like a baby. To be fair, I sleep like a baby every night. But I will get up then, and we got to start working on the pledge manager over the next couple weeks. Get that ready. We'll get that sent out as soon as possible. And even then, I'm not resting because I'm like, okay, I need to get these things from the different companies. I need to get this from this, and this. Then I rest for like a month and then I start collecting stuff for the next Kickstarter. However, some cool things are going to happen. We have some cool videos that are going to come out in the future. I can't really talk about some of them right now, but I'm pretty excited. What if we vote for one-upmanship as a live play? People can vote for that, but I don't think I would be able to even find a copy of it. And you're right. I knew when I said that people could like pick a dumb game just for us to do, but I'm hoping people pick a game they would like us to see. Mac's fiance and I used to joke about Tom marrying us and Z being my bridesmaid. Bridesman, I guess is the word there. Do you have a favorite color to play in games? Yes, purple, black, white. Those are my three favorites, but I don't really care. I'll play any color. It's weird for me to play yellow or green because Sam always plays those. Green and Z always plays yellow, but I will because I play a lot of games without them. I almost always pick last for games. Some people are saving for the Dice Tower Cruise, so I appreciate that, of course. Is anyone else disappointed? The Game Night movie coming out looks like the people that aren't familiar with the hobby made it. Maybe, but the two main actors for it are Kristen Bell and Dax, whatever his name is. I've been seeing Omay's advertisements from them where they keep saying, hey, come play games with us. And he keeps saying, especially Catan. And he's like really in love with Catan. So I feel like at least they know what they're talking about with games. But I think the movie's about something else anyway. Since you're agreeing to anything West Coast Dice Tower Con at 300,000, no, because someone that's a lot of expense. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to drop in $7,000 here in the last 14 minutes. So, but still. Hey, we're at 293.5. This has been a great last day, guys. That's really nice. I appreciate it. Please don't donate $7,000 or your wife would kill you or spend your vacation funds. No. Let's see. Tom, any idea how much of the Kickstarter money comes from non-reward pledges? It's not as much as you think. There's a lot of non-rewards pledges. Like you'll see 783 backers there right now, but a lot of those are $1. So there's more than that, right? But it's a very small percentage. I don't remember what it is exactly, but I put it together before, and it's not much. However, there are a lot of people who will pledge for something and pledge more than they need for something. Like they'll get a $50 dice tower and they'll pledge 75. That's really nice, and that's very appreciated. Um, how often do you play? But wait, there's more. It's been a while since I played that one. I need to play that one again soon. Yeah, this is interests me. Someone just said they got their last minute pledge and somehow almost completely missed the Kickstarter this year. I know this happens every year. Every year I run the Kickstarter. Ooh, we're at around 6,900 backers. Well, that's pretty good. 293.5. That's probably where we'll end. Maybe we'll hit 294. Well, 290. Yeah, okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Hey, from Western Nebraska. Hey, that's where my father lives, in Western Nebraska. He lives in Alliance. I was there earlier this year, but that was my mom died when I was there for the funeral. But maybe I'll go visit my dad at some point. But it's a lot easier to pay for my dad to visit me for one person than for 9 of us to go somewhere. Let's see. Has someone ever bought the Come Game With Us pledge? Oh, that's been done several times. Actually, it's been done more often. We used to do one for the Jack Bass Memorial Fund, like a thing we did with Rich Sommer, and people came in. That went every year, and people came. But we've had people come down and game with us before, and someone did it this year. Although I would say at least 50% of the people who have done that have never come down to see us. They said, I'm good. Let's see here. Tom, do you ever go to flea markets and thrift stores and find games? If I go to a flea market or thrift store, I always look at the games. I look at the games, I look at the books, I look at the ties, and I look at the hats. And if I'm really bored, I look at the shirts. But I don't need any more shirts. Um, Wish it would let you select multiple pledges. I agree, but there is a possibility you'll be able to pick extra pledges and add them to in the Pledge Manager. The way the Pledge Manager is going to work is if I have extra promo pack A's, I will add them to the thing, but they'll be limited. So the first people to come through and get some of those will be able to add them to their pledge, possibly. Game night movie stars Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman. No, that's true. Then why did I see Kristen Bell and Dax? Maybe it's just maybe they're not part of that movie. Maybe they were just telling people to come play games with them. What do you think of the Dice Tower joke on the IT crowd? That was very nice of them to do, and at the same time, I was like, maybe we need to up our quality a little. Oh, we got. I know we'll see you at PAX. Do you get more of the promo money paying you there than on Kickstarter? Yeah, because we don't pay a 5% fee to Kickstarter, or 10% it comes out to be. We're at 293.8. Looks like we're going to hit 294. That's nice. I always envisioned Tom driving around a Partridge Family van. Actually, I have a 12-passenger van, but I told Melody once she leaves, I'm going to trade that in for something that's 8 passengers. So, because we only have 8 people in the family. When she comes back, she can just drive the car. Good morning from Italy. Hello, the people from Italy. Will Days of Wonder make an edition, a pocket edition called Memoir 4x4? And I shall save some of my promo buying for packs. Well, that's very nice of you. Hey, we're down to 9 minutes, so I can go to bed. I'm literally going to press stop on this and go to bed. Is Melody going to college close to home? No, she's going to go one that's about 12 hours away from us. That's fine. Well, I'm kind of caught up on questions, so I'm just going to answer whatever questions come from now on. I guess in these last 8 minutes here. I guess it technically ends at 11:59. We're up to 6,910 backers. That's cool. That is more important to me than the number. I mean, don't get me wrong. The number of money we get is very nice, but the number of backers, almost 7,000 backers, guys. That's phenomenal, and that's really nice that people like our show, and I appreciate that. And I'm gonna get all like emotional here at the end, probably because I'm tired. And when I'm tired, I get more emotional. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Will Tom let Jason shave his head if it hits 300? Yes, but it won't happen, so I don't care. If you could speak freely, how many more games would you have put on your anticipated list for the year? I see what you're saying. If I could add a couple games that I knew about but that you guys that I can't talk about, it might have been only one or two, really. Did you find the Grim Forest to be mean at all? Oh yeah, sometimes it's mean. Is there an online calendar with all our events? I'm going to make one. And I'll explain about that calendar in 24 hours. Watch our channel. Or Twitter or something. I'll post it somewhere. Yeah, Melody's already considering college and has a choice. How long have I been watching the Dice Tower? A long time. I've been making reviews. I've been doing videos now for just a little less than 10 years. We're coming up on videos. We started in 2008. So Melody was 7 when we started. And oh no, I think she was 8 actually. In a few months, well, a month and 3 days, Melody will be 18. She can vote. She can leave. Now my second daughter just had a boy come and ask me if he could date her. Life was better before that started happening. Do you happen to know the number of backers last year? I don't have that number in my head, actually. What I do if Jason donated to 7,000? I know Jason well enough to know that he wouldn't donate to 7. Sam did the same thing earlier in his thing. Yeah, the number of fans is really, really cool. Hey, we passed 294.4. Well, we might hit 295. Good thing I didn't do that shave head for 295. All right. 7,000 backers is great, but when you have over 170,000 subs, it doesn't seem like much. Where is the disconnect between this event and your subs? Most people don't pay for things, and that's okay. There's a lot of channels that I watch that I don't back them. I watch them and stuff. I can't back every channel I sub to or do things to. I'm maybe not as invested. I am thrilled by these numbers, folks. I am not saying, oh man, I wish, Nah. You know what bugs me about 170,000 subs? Because I have it's at work, I guess now. The plaque I got when I got 100,000 subs, I got that like a year and a half ago or whatever. And the next plaque isn't given out to 1 million subs. That's like 15 years down the road. I was hoping to get one for 200,000 subs, but no. How often do you have to sign an NDA? Not very often. I just don't actually find out that much info. There's a lot of publishers who say things like, you can't tell anyone this. Okay, great. And I always tell publishers the same thing. I won't say anything unless you say I can say something. If they tell me something, I'm like, am I allowed to talk about that? And if they say no. If they say yes, then I do. Oh, we're down to 4 minutes. Great. And we're at 294.6. Well, it looks like we might hit 295. That's pretty well. Maybe we won't. We're at the last minute. There's gonna be someone who's gonna pull out the last minute too, because they're gonna be like, "Do I really want to play a game with Tom Vessel? No," which makes sense. Have you ever watched a playthrough to learn how to play a game you're going to play through in a dice tower? No, I've watched some playthroughs of games before, I think, to if I couldn't figure it out from the rules, but I always try to get them from the rules myself. All right, 3 minutes to go. I don't know that the subs has anything to do with the income that YouTube gives. I'm telling you, the YouTube income that you get feels super random. We went through and we looked at some stats, like how much money different videos brought in, and we were surprised that little short videos brought in as much as big, long, hour-long top 10 videos. That's really weird to us. But so you're gonna see a lot of top 10s where I'm like, my top 10 favorite games are click done. If I was actually Bill Gates, I'd back all of you. Well, that's very nice of you. Celebrating with sparkling grape juice? No, it's by. There's 0 calories, which is why I'm drinking this. 2 minutes to go. Do you find jelly beans in the boxes? No, that was a thing, right? Maybe with Jimmy now, that will be something that I do in the future. I haven't done anything with Jimmy on video. I don't know if he can handle it. That's how old Holly was when she started. Which are you looking forward to more, Nemesis or Betrayal Legacy? I guess Betrayal Legacy, because I like Legacy games. And Nemesis is cool. It's from a company that I like, but I don't know if there's... I don't know. Who is your favorite person from the Fellowship of the Ring? That's a good question. I'm going to go with... I'm going to say it's a tie between Merry and Pippin. $2.95. That is cool, folks. But the shaving the head was $300. Just to clarify. Okay. 85. Oh, now it's counting down by seconds. Yeah, well, I'm not going to watch that. All right, let's see what we're doing. How good is your educated guess on the game if you like it or you don't after playing it? Well, after playing it, I don't have an educated guess. I know, but before playing it, I would say I'm usually right about 70% of the time. I'm like, this game doesn't look like much. Or I'm like, ooh, this game looks good. It's that 30% where I'm wrong that I'm fascinated with, because I'm like, you could have been so much more. You could have been great. You're awful. Or the other way around, like, this game is so good. I'm so impressed. So you're never sure. So I always play a game, but there are some times where I'm like, eh. All right, we're now down to 40 seconds, and we're at 295.1, so that's cool. Looks like that's where we're going to end up. Yes, Mark, 0 calories. Goodness. Mark is my little angel to my shoulder and says, how many calories does that have? Mark, I had a brownie tonight that I gave to my son and didn't eat any myself. Am I happy about the Kickstarter results? I'm very happy. I'm not upset at all. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is that. 209. Let me just refresh to make sure I have this right. It is... Yeah, I did it. Not ready to visit my pet. Wait, no, I don't want to actually do that yet. $295, 122. So other people. There we go. Yes, $295, 122, 6,935 backers. Well, yay! That's my bell my wife gave me. It says ring for a kiss. I doubt that will work now. I hope I don't get in trouble for ringing it. Looks like I'm in the clear. Okay. but I rang a bell. I think she gave it to me last year for Valentine's Day. I'll have to get her something for Valentine's Day this year. Next year we're gonna hit. Jason's already talking about next year. Knock it off. Okay, so from me to you guys, I want to say a big giant thank you. Um, it's exciting, but you know what? We're not done yet. Like we got live play scheduled tomorrow. I got more reviews I'm doing tomorrow, and then I'm gonna start working on next week's stuff already tomorrow because I'm trying to get ahead because I got a cool little thing that's happening in a few weeks that I cannot talk about yet, but once I do, it's going to be neat. And there's multiple cool things that are going to be happening within a month. There's 3 neat things I can't talk about yet, but they're not huge things, but they're cool things, and I'm excited about all of them. So I think I'm going to end this here, and so we'll be doing, like I said, come back tomorrow in 10 hours from now. It is 10 hours. I got to get up and get things ready. Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and you have been watching The Dice Tower. Yeah, the Kickstarter's over. Yeah. What?